If movies had ranking levels, this one would definitely shatter your worldview. The female lead is a murderer, but she only needs to stay in prison for 1 minute because, in the future world, technology keeps advancing, and humans have invented a miraculous eye drop. Just one drop in the eye, and the prisoner will enter a virtual prison. 1 minute in reality equals a year in the virtual world. Experiencing these 365 days is meant to reform the prisoner. The developers of this eye drop are the female lead, Xiaomei, and her partner. Before promoting the virtual eye drops, her partner asks Xiaomei to personally test its effectiveness. Everything is set, and a drop is placed in Xiaomei's eyes. The next second, she arrives in the virtual prison. It's a small, enclosed, dark room. In front of her is a huge screen displaying 001, indicating the first day of prison life. Beside her is a clean storage shelf, neatly stocked with water, canned food, and toiletries. Every time she finishes the canned food on the shelf, everything resets the next day. On the floor, there is a tablet and a pen. The ground has a hollow mesh design, but after just one night, Xiaomei gets bored. She has no choice but to pass the time by exercising. When exhausted, she leans against the wall and counts sheep, only stopping when she is completely drained. By the 5th day, Xiaomei starts drawing and writing with the pen, recording her frustrations and inner sorrow. She endures the boredom with gritted teeth. Finally, the 365th day arrives. Xiaomei stares at the screen, excited and nervous. Unwilling to miss a single second, she thinks she can finally leave. Then, the screen turns red and all the numbers disappear. But to Xiaomei's shock, the screen displays 0.1 again, and time resets into another cycle. Xiaomei breaks down. She can't endure another 365 days, so she furiously smashes the screen. After an unknown amount of time, Xiaomei finally calms down and sits on the ground in despair. Suddenly, a breeze blows across her face. How could wind enter a sealed room? Xiaomei quickly gets up to investigate. The wind comes from behind a loose metal sheet covered by a layer of plastic film. She tears it open and crawls out. She then realizes this was never a virtual prison. It's just an abandoned factory. Every single day she spent there was real. Followed the cables on the ground to the control room next door. Inside, he found all the canned food and water he had been consuming daily. Pushing open another door, the scene before him left him utterly shocked. This was the remote control room. It turned out that for the past 365 days, he had been under constant surveillance without any blind spots. The woman secretly pushed open the door, but what she saw left her stunned. Her entire daily life had been monitored from every angle. She couldn't believe what her partner had done. Just then, the partner outside the window also spotted her. Seeing this, Xiaomei quickly grabbed the clothes on the table and ran out. By the time the partner caught up, Xiaomei had already driven away. But when she reached the city streets, she suddenly realized the city was covered with advertisements for her partner. The virtual eye drop she had worked so hard to develop had long been taken over by her partner. To reclaim what was hers, Xiaomei first chose to report to the police and told them everything she had been through. After hearing her story, the police quickly retrieved Xiaomei's personal file, only to find that she had been declared missing a year ago. Xiaomei led the police to the so-called virtual prison room, but it had already been cleared out. Xiaomei was devastated. She found her best friend and explained everything that had happened over the past year, hoping her friend could help her sneak into the company, retrieve her research results, and expose her partner's schemes. Xiaomei successfully found the hard drive and escaped. In fact, Xiaomei's initial intention in developing the virtual eye drops was not for profit. She merely wanted to use them to reactivate her brother's brain because her brother had accidentally drowned during an adventure and had been in a vegetative state ever since. If the virtual eye drops were successfully developed, they could give her brother a chance to be reborn. In the virtual world, he could climb mountains, he could ski, any recreational activity he liked could be experienced in the virtual world. However, because the technology at the time was still underdeveloped, the virtual world frequently encountered bugs, causing the visuals to distort unpredictably. In reality, Xiaomei suffered as well. Although the product was not yet perfected, Xiaomei's partner couldn't wait any longer and was eager to launch the virtual eye drops. Xiaomei strongly opposed her partner's plan. But before one crisis could be resolved, another arose. That day, Xiaomei's boyfriend, out of curiosity, secretly used the virtual eye drops, which led to him having a seizure. Her boyfriend's misfortune caused Xiaomei immense grief. However, her partner then made a proposal. As long as Xiaomei agreed to undergo the virtual prison experiment, all accusations against her would be dropped, and the 365 days in the virtual prison would only be 1 minute in reality. After much deliberation, Xiaomei agreed to her partner's demand. This led to the events at the beginning of the story. What was supposed to be a virtual prison, but in reality, everything she experienced was part of her partner's scheme. To stall for time, and to fully claim the virtual eye drops for himself, her partner deceived Xiaomei. After learning the truth, Xiaomei secretly sneaked into the partner's company with a friend and took back her belongings. But what Xiaomei didn't expect was that just before she returned to her brother's hospital room, she suddenly heard the muffled sounds of her partner arguing in the laboratory. Could she still be in the virtual world? That's right. From the moment Xiaomei entered the virtual prison, she had never actually returned to reality. At this moment, the laboratory computer entered warning mode, and Xiaomei, who was undergoing the test, began shaking uncontrollably. Seeing this, the staff quickly brought the awakening potion. Xiaomei finally woke up from the virtual world. After waking up, she immediately slapped her partner hard, smashed the computer into pieces, and strongly opposed the release of the virtual potion. The partner completely disagreed with Xiaomei's unilateral claims, as the virtual potion was set to launch in just 3 days. To get rid of Xiaomei as an obstacle, the partner secretly picked up a bottle of potion, and while Xiaomei was distracted, ordered Kuji to drop another drop. A drop of black potion was forcibly dripped into Xiaomei's eyes, and in an instant, her brain lost control. The next second, she was back in the virtual prison. The same scene, the same screen. Xiaomei was overwhelmed at first, but she quickly calmed down. Since she was the one who developed the program, there had to be a way to break it. She stared intently at the screen, trying to control her mind while muttering, 1 sheep, 2 sheep, 3 sheep. Sure enough, the numbers on the screen began to change rapidly. However, the real-world program detected the bug command and started issuing warning signals. While the partner was at a loss, Xiaomei had already awakened from the floor. Taking advantage of the partner's distraction, she quickly applied the virtual potion to his eyes. In the next second, the partner's consciousness blurred, and he too was pulled into the virtual prison. Just like Xiaomei before, the partner struggled through a seemingly endless year in prison, while in reality, Xiaomei placed him on a chair. The virtual prison reached day 365. Like Xiaomei, the partner experienced the cycle of time within the prison. After 365 days, time reset to day 1. Seeing this unfold before him, the partner broke down. What are we waiting for? How long is it? At the crucial moment, Xiaomei still decided to wake him up. Only then did the partner realize the horror of the virtual world. While technology can bring joy and convenience, excessive dependence on it is bound to lead to a loss of control.